There is always something to do, and the to-do list never ends. But how can you know if you are working on the right tasks? And how do you decide which task you need to do first? Personally, the only structure I had for a long time was to work off my to-do list, because it gave me an instant gratification feeling. Put a check here, this is done, next, put another check here, wow, that feels good. And that's the thing, it feels good. Now why should I work differently if it feels good? The thing is, are you getting closer to your big goal like this? If you are self-employed, the question also is this bringing you the salary you need to have? In today's episode, I will give you my answer on how do you decide which tasks to do first. And I can assure you, if you start working like this, you will be very efficient and productive. And you get closer to your goal every day. Hello ladies and gentlemen, I'm back in your ear, Anna Jelen, the time lady, who didn't have an answer when a journalist asked, "Miss Jelen, I'm sure you have a lot to do. How do you decide which tasks to do first?" My mind went blank. I thought, good question. I've never thought about this. I just do. I don't even know my answer anymore, but I started to talk about this with Samuel, and as we were talking, I found out that I'm actually having a very clear structure, and today I'm going to share this with you. I get straight to the golden rule number 1, which I warmly recommend. Always start to work on an important task, the ones who will bring you near your big goal, and never start with the urgent tasks. Make this a routine, start with the important stuff, and the question is answered. Simple like that. Let's look at this a bit more detailed. I'm sure you have heard of the time management concept to differentiate urgent from important tasks. And I have to say, it really is crucial to sort out the important tasks from the urgent ones. But that's not all. Before you can do this, you have to know your goal, because your goal will always show you which are the important tasks to work on. Define your goal, make it visible, read it every day before you start to work, and start with the tasks which will bring you closer to your goal. Save some hour or two for the urgent stuff later on. You can't get rid of all the urgent things, they have to be done as well. But the important thing here is the when. Don't work on them when you are having your golden hours. The golden hours are reserved for your important tasks. These are the hours where you are the most productive and efficient. You have them a few times a day, every day. Find out when it is. Find out when are your golden hours. And that is when you are on. That is when you are focused and concentrated. And that is when your brain gives you what you need and your attention level is high. I received an email a few days ago from a girl who was totally overwhelmed with all she had to do. I know that she will be writing an exam in 2 weeks. So there it is. The goal is to pass or to write a good exam. The task is to study. That is where the focus has to be. There should be a note visible which says, "My goal for the next 2 weeks is to write the best exam I possibly can, and for this I will study 3 hours every day." Why should I do this? Because it will bring me closer to finish my education, and that could mean that I could start a new chapter in my life. Another example is a manager who was telling me about the few projects he has in line, and he didn't know on which one to work on first, because every project is an important task. So what do you do when you have several things going on? or when you have several important projects going on. I suggested to start with a project which is scheduled near term. Define the duration of the time block you want to work on project A. For example, 2 hours. Have a break, continue with project B. Have a break, continue with project C. Maybe now you feel that your energy is dropping a bit. That is when you take your time to do some urgent tasks. Boom. Now can you imagine how a day like this feels? I can tell you, really, really good. If there are many important projects going on and you don't want to work your ass off, you will need to say no to all the distractions around you because you don't want to waste your time with time thieves in periods like this. The resume is this. First, know your goal. Have it or have them visible and read them every day before you start your work. Second, before you start to work on a task, be sure that it is an important one. Find out by asking yourself this question. Will this task bring me closer to my goal? If yes, it's an important task. Third, know your golden hours and work in these hours on your important tasks. With this working method, you will feel that things are going to move in the right direction, and this is a guarantee. Now this was a very short one today, but an important one for all the people out there who feel overwhelmed with the workload. For my part, right now I'm in my office in Arosa, which is a little village in the Swiss mountains. And yesterday it was snowing all day long. It was lovely. So I went ice bathing, which is a daily ritual I do when I'm here. And there was a girl joining me who was longing to do this with me. The water temperature was about 2 degrees Celsius, but you should have seen her face afterwards. She was shining the freak out. And I'm so happy to be able to see these faces filled with joy after an ice bath. It's always an unforgettable moment for me as well. In a few days, I will be traveling to Sofia to give my TEDx talk, which for sure will be a very special event. And also because we're taking my mom with us. It's her birthday and she deserves a new adventure. But she is quite nervous already because she knows that I will be very, very, very nervous the hours before I get on stage. But I always am. And I know the procedures very well. Also the today's feeling. I mean, I don't feel ready yet, but I never do. And it's so not new for me. I mean, I have this in another scale maybe with the podcast every week. I always think that it could be better. Same with my workshops. In my eyes, it could always be better. And that is when I have to calm myself down with my inner talk and tell myself, stay cool, Anna, it's going to be okay. Oh dear, believe me, I have tons of tools to deal with myself in those kind of situations. You know, this deep motivation comes from the bottom of my heart. I want to inspire my audience, my community, you, to take the chance of a lifetime and to celebrate the time you still have. And you know what? I'm just going to continue doing what I do, trying to create some good stuff for you guys, which will make you smile and feel inspired to try some new things. Now, my dear ones out there, again, thank you for being here. I truly feel connected with you guys because we are interested in the same issue, to do the best with our lifetime. Now, let's have some fun in this life. Take care. Bye. By the way, if you know anyone who is overwhelmed with the workload, send this episode to this person and hopefully she or he will be thankful for this mini advice.